guys, welcome back to TronAudio. Today I thought I would do a video on just setting a solid foundation when you go to write a beat. To me, this is the first thing I always do, is try and get the foundation as solid as possible and as correct as possible, I guess. Just means everything else flows after it a lot easier and you don't have to go back and undo things that should have been done in the first place, which is always a pain in the ass. So the four instruments I'm going to be focusing on today are kick, bass, snare and a hi-hat. It kind of varies depending on the kind of music you're writing, but I feel these four instruments are pretty standard across most music. Yeah. So I'll start with setting the groove, I guess. To me that's the root of the foundation. Just the feel and the groove of the music. And again, depending on the music, depends on the instruments that create this groove. I'm going to do techno today because I like techno and I write a lot of it. And for me, I think the two instruments I would really make or start the groove with is the kick and the bass. So let's go and do that. We'll start with the kick. So let's start from absolute scratch, get rid of him. This is just my template live set. So I'm going to bring in an instrument rack. I'll start with him. And I think at this point I'm going to try and make this kick out of two separate kicks. One doing the deep low sub region of the kick and one doing the high end. So let's find a nice kick with some nice deep lows. Just going to browse my samples. Vengeance Minimal House. I think this is my favourite for kick drums. So just have a listen and see what we have. That sounds nice and clean down below, so let's grab him, drag him in there, chuck some in a sampler, which is pretty good. Let's just whack in some kick drums to begin with. 4 of them. You know how it is. Duff, duff, duff. Alright. So let's just shape this a little bit. Yep. Now there's a bit of high noise in there, so I want to get rid of that. So turn the filter on, take the resonance down. That'll do for now. Now I'm going to look for a kick drum with some high end that I find interesting and cool. Let's try, yeah, that's interesting. So let's try one of these. So do I come in? First thing I want to do is chop off the bass of this instrument because we've got the other kick doing the low. So I'll put it through a high pass filter. Let's just label these now while I remember. Low, high. There we go. Let's take the resonance out because I don't really want to be colouring it too much at the moment. And let's just try cut it off around 250. Cool. Just do a little bit of shaping. Alright, let's try that. Sounds pretty good for now. So now let's bring in a bit of EQ and compression. Try my audio racks I have set up just so I can drag in these two very quick and easy. Cool. Now I like to cut a bit of the mid-range out of my kicks. I particularly like the low end and the high end, but the mid-range I usually get rid of a bit of it just to give some more room. just how I like my kicks. Give it a bit of a boost down below. Alright, and for some compression, yay! So I'll set the threshold first. Because these kicks have quite a consistent level, I'll have the threshold quite high up in the signal, just sort of at the tippy top. I just really want to make it a bit more punchier and just give it more oomph and presence, I guess. So increase the ratio. That's pretty alright. Set the attack. I'm just sort of progressively moving these parameters upwards and listening to what they're doing and just sort of hearing where it sounds good. I like peak for kicks and bass a lot of the time, just a little bit more punchier. And always important to try and gain the output of the compression so that it's the same level as it was when it goes in, just so you can more accurately A/B what you're doing and listen to how you're affecting the sound. Alright, well, on closer inspection I think RMS is sounding better. It's an easy trap you get into after doing a bit of compression. If you don't set this output correctly and just have your process sound louder, it always tends to sound better. So it's definitely a good move to make sure you gain it correctly after, because that sounds better to me now. Just turn it up a bit. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go with this kick for now. It's a good starting place. You can always go back and change it later once you've created more sounds and get things really gelling better. But for now, this is good.